Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 17th of April 2023 and unfortunately the price of Bitcoin has gone below the $30,000 mark and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens to the price of Ethereum because right now it is little over the $2,000 mark. But to be honest guys, if you track the price of Ethereum since the last 4 or 5 hours, it has been on a downtrend, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens by the end of 17th of April if the price of Ethereum is still about the $2,000 mark. Now in today's episode guys, we're going to be discussing a massive news and this is to do with legality of stablecoins, and there is a draft bills of what the draft bill is, and there is a hearing that is going to take place, and it's good to know that people from the stablecoin community are going to be present at the hearing as well. So we'll very briefly touch base on that. And look guys, in my Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, one trend which I've been observing, and I tend to mention this pretty much daily on my Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, is that stablecoins is turning out to be a problem, not just for the cryptocurrency world, but also for the finance world. And the big question is, are stablecoins providing a safe haven to the cryptocurrency world and also during times of inflation, war, and during pandemic? So we'll very briefly touch base on that. We're also going to be discussing artificial intelligence and Elon Musk. He's going to be having an interview with Tucker Carlson, and the episode is going to be released on 17th and 18th. Essentially, it is a 2-part series, but in the clip he has mentioned that artificial intelligence has the potential to destroy civilization. Now what are your thoughts guys? Looks like the movie Terminator was 100% right, so we'll very briefly touch base on that. And finally guys, the greatest president of all time, that is Donald Trump, he did release his NFTs, and because of the extreme left-leaning media and extreme left-leaning politicians going after him, it has only helped President Donald Trump, and so far as NFT is concerned, he has earned up to $1 million from NFT sales, so we'll very briefly touch base on that. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, we're going to be discussing 2 news from Dubai, UAE and Middle East. And the first news is all the way from Saudi Arabia, and Falcon Wiz is a Saudi leading asset digitalization company, and they have launched its first Metaverse lab. Now this news guys is almost a month old, so I'll definitely give out the details and specifics of this news. And the second news is to do with artificial intelligence and Dubai's Museum of the Future. They are planning to host an event called as Machine Can See, and look guys, this event is completely free, so I definitely recommend you to sign up for it. Now could it be possible in the next coming years, maybe in the next coming days, maybe in the next coming decades, artificial intelligence is the talk of the town, and it's really great to see that Dubai, UAE and Middle East are definitely taking the lead in that space. So quite a lot to cover in today's episode, so let's kickstart with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and Metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the Metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the Metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events, and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Firstly guys, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, as of today, 17th of April, the global crypto market is at $1.28 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.65%. The total crypto market volume over the last 24 hours is ridiculously low at $35.24 billion, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 4.21%. Now, what is really interesting is the total value locked in DeFi. Now, listen to this, guys. This is a bit of an anomaly, because the total volume in DeFi is down to $3.40 billion, but if you look at the total value locked, it is $53.78 billion, and Lido is precisely the reason why there is so much of total value locked, and this is because of the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade. Now, as of today, Lido's dominance is 24.03%, and if you look at its total value locked, is $12.92 billion. Now, these numbers might be deceiving, because unfortunately, DeFi is not doing good because the volume of DeFi is ridiculously low, and in 2020-2021, on an average given day, the total volume in DeFi used to hover somewhere between the $14 to $16 billion mark. So really, I'm not sure what the future of DeFi is, and DeFi is accounting for 9.66% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And mind you guys, if you look at the total value locked, it does look much better, but unfortunately, the numbers are not looking good. It is only because of Lido's withdrawal process, and this, guys, is only because of Ethereum Shanghai upgrade. MakerDAO's total value locked is at $8.24 billion, followed by Aave at $6.17 billion, Core Finance at number 4 at $4.88 billion, and finally Uniswap at $4.41 billion. Now guys, let's look at the volume of stablecoins. And guys, I've said this time and over again, the volume of stablecoins is ridiculously low, and it is accounting for a high percentage of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, if you really like cryptocurrency, if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, and if you're a hardcore tech enthusiast, ideally you should not be liking stablecoins, because stablecoins do not follow the ethos of open blockchain. Your transactions can be censored, and stablecoin issuers often take the role of a bank. Now, we talk so much about banks, we talk so much about centralized entity controlling your money. Unfortunately, most of the stablecoin issuers tend to do the same thing as well. So in today's episode, we'll very briefly touch base on that. Now, as of today, the volume is $31.02 billion, and Tether USDT is accounting for a majority of the chunk at $23.53 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $3.75 billion, and Binance BUSD, guys, at $2.57 billion. And look guys, Binance BUSD's market cap has been on a downtrend, and at this point of time its market cap has gone well below its 50% market cap. As of today, 17th of April, Binance BUSD's market cap is at $6.61 billion, and this is because of the drama that is going on between SEC and even Circle USDC against Binance BUSD. Now, Circle USDC's market cap is $31.82 billion, and surprisingly, for some odd reason, Bitfinex's Tether USDT's market cap is $80.95 billion. I just can't get the reasoning behind why Circle USDC's market cap is at $80.95 billion. Few days ago, it was at $70 billion. Then there is a gradual trend of it increasing. It just does not make any sense, because if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, it hasn't crossed the $40 billion mark in a very long time. So really curious to see what is it that is going on in the world of Bitfinex and Tether USDT. Now, if you look at the market cap and 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum, Ethereum's dominance has definitely picked up pace, and it is at 19.80%, whereas Bitcoin's dominance is 45.83%. The 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum, one particular day, did definitely cross the $10 billion mark, but now it is down to $7.74 billion, and Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $12.5 billion. The market cap of Bitcoin is at $588 billion. And guys, last week in my podcast, I was just making an assumption that the market cap of Bitcoin would cross the $600 billion mark. Unfortunately, looks like we are heading downtrend. Now, the market cap of Ethereum, despite the Shanghai upgrade, is not looking good, and it is only at $254 billion. Now guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Unfortunately, as of now, it is down to $29,990. And CoinMarketCap, guys, since the last 3 months or so, I believe, started this data where you can actually track the trend every hour. And I'm looking at it right now since the last 4 hours, and it is going down by 4%, 3%, 6%. So let's see what happens to the price of Bitcoin by the end of the day. Now, as of today, since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.85%, but since the last 7 days, it is up by 5.96%. Ethereum is at $2,094. Since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.34%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 13.15%. Binance Coin, guys, surprisingly is doing good, and it is at $345. Now, there was this massive news last week about Binance and Brazil's Football Federation, and they were partnering on NFTs to attract customers. And as you guys know, Brazil is absolutely crazy, not just in UFC, but also in soccer. It looks like because of this news of this partnership, Binance BNB coin has definitely pumped up. The one thing you need to understand that this NFT will be released one day before the start of Brazil's pro soccer season. So definitely brilliant move and perfect timing as well. Now, since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 4.21%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 10.75%. And look guys, there is massive drama going on in the world of stable coins. And if you've been listening to my Crypto and Coffee 88 podcast, I've often said the war on stablecoin is on. I really am not sure who would turn out to be the winner. Will it be Bitfinex's Tether USDT? Will it be Circle USDC? Or will it be Binance BUSD? And I've clearly mentioned my preference. If given a choice, I would definitely pick Circle USDC, But the news right now is that the US House Financial Services Committee has published a draft version of a potential bill with proposals including a moratorium on stablecoins backed by other cryptocurrencies and a request to study central bank digital currencies. Now, one thing you need to understand, guys, is that there will be a live hearing, and what I'd really recommend you to do is watch the live hearing, because in that live hearing, they're going to be looking at in details of stable coins. So the topic of the live hearing is called as Understanding Stable Coins' Role in Payments and Need for Legislations. Now this is where it gets interesting, guys. The hearing is scheduled to take place on Wednesday, that is on the 19th of April. But a day before, that is on the 18th of April, there is another hearing that will take place by the US Security Exchange Commission Chair, Gary Gensler. And as you know, guys, Gary Gensler is definitely not a fan of stable coins. So it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of information SEC Chair Gary Gensler feeds to the Financial Services Committee, because based on that information, I'm pretty much sure they're going to be having a lot of discussions understanding stable coins. And in the stable coins hearing, guys, there are 4 people who are on the witness list, and one of them is the Honorable Adrian A. Harris, who I believe is the Superintendent of Extreme Left-Leaning State of New York State Department of Financial Services, Mr. Dante Dispart, who is the Chief Strategy Officer and Head of Global Policy for Circle, who are issuers of Circle USDC, Mr. Austin Campbell, who is the Adjunct Assistant Professor of Business, Columbia Business School, and finally Jake Stravinsky, who is the Chief Policy Officer for the Blockchain Association. Now listen, guys, now out of these people, guys, the only person who I do know has more information, particularly regarding stable coins, is the Chief Strategy Officer and the Head of Global Policy. So it's going to be really interesting to listen to what these guys have to say. But what makes it really interesting is the hearing a day before with Gary Gensler, and I'm pretty much sure he's not a fan of stable coins. So the first hearing that is scheduled in the US House will examine the issues posed by proposed law for payment stable coins, and this proposed law is the first comprehensive effort to provide clear regulations and guidelines for the issuance, backing, and operations of digital dollar on the internet. And the proposed law is a result of bipartisan efforts and aims to provide a framework for entrepreneurship and innovation while ensuring that digital dollars are issued safely and backed appropriately. And the second hearing, guys, will tackle SEC oversight in the crypto industry. Now this is an important issue because the SEC does play a very critical role in regulating crypto industry and ensuring that investors are protected. And guys, SEC Chair Gary Gensler is definitely not a massive fan of stable coins, so it's going to be really interesting to see what that hearing is all about. And the SEC has been increasing its scrutiny of the crypto industry over the past few years, and this hearing, guys, will provide an opportunity to discuss the current state of SEC oversight and explore ways to improve it. Now, Jeremy Alaya, who is the co-founder and CEO of Circle, he did put up a series of tweets. So what I'd really recommend you to do is read through his series of tweets. He has put up a series of 5 tweets where he emphasizes the importance of bipartisan support for laws that ensure digital dollars on the internet are safely issued, backed, and operated. He also stressed the need for US leadership in the digital currency space race and the role that clear regulations and guidelines can play in fostering entrepreneurship and innovation. And Jeremy Gars acknowledges that the proposed law is comprehensive, but also notes that there are open and challenging issues with it that needs to be addressed to get it right. The overall, his tweets do reflect the importance of these hearings and the need for United States of America to take a leadership role in shaping the future of digital currency. And it's going to be really interesting to see what the outcome is. And guys, listen, one thing which I have often said, during times of COVID-19, inflation and war, unfortunately, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies did not provide to be a safe haven. Stablecoins, on the other hand, did provide to be a safe haven. And you need to truly understand the difference between stablecoins and open blockchain. And it often said, the stablecoins do not follow the ethos of open blockchain, according to me, guys, and according to a lot of people who actually read the white paper and truly understand. Stablecoin issuers are literally playing the role of a bank, and that's one of the reasons why Gary Gensler is definitely not a fan of stablecoins. And to be honest, if you're someone who's talking about freedom, being in control of your own money, you should not be a fan of stablecoins either. Now, these are my thoughts and opinions. Now let's discuss the thoughts and opinions of one of the most richest man and probably the most intellectual man about artificial intelligence, and Elon Musk, the CEO of Twitter and Tesla, and owner of Neuralink, he is sitting down with Tucker Carlson for an exclusive two-part interview event, and a question will be addressed regarding artificial intelligence and the future of Twitter as well. Now, it is a two-part series, and I believe the first part will be aired today, that is 17th, and the second part on 18th. And I think the edition in Fox News is called as Tucker Carlson Tonight. In the preview that is circulating not just in the cryptocurrency world but also in Twitter space, Elon Musk has mentioned that artificial intelligence is more dangerous than mismanaged aircraft design and has the potential for civilization destruction. Now, what are your thoughts, guys? Now listen, artificial intelligence is definitely picking up pace. And if you follow his tweets, one of the Dogecoin fanatics did actually repost that video, and Elon Musk did actually tweet, "Anyone who thinks this risk is 0% is an idiot." Now, what are your thoughts, guys? I 100% agree to it. So it's going to be really interesting to see when the episode airs. Now, guys, let's discuss the greatest president of all time, that is Donald Trump. And earlier in the month, guys, I did talk about Donald Trump NFTs, which definitely boosted in volume. Now, what happened yesterday is that filings from the US Office of Government Ethics show that former President Donald Trump had made anywhere from $100,001 to $1 million from the sale of Trump-branded NFT tokens. This is absolutely brilliant, and the filings were first reported by ethics watchdog Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, which is also an abbreviation for CREW. Now, the 45,000 digital collectibles featuring the 45th president's likeness was released in December, and mind you guys, this got sold out within a day, and this just shows the power of people's president. And the collection has spiked in price over the past few weeks in response to the news of extreme left-leaning state of New York going after President Donald Trump. The CoinDesk has published an article that states, according to the filing submitted on Friday, Trump does actually hold the position of manager, president, secretary, and treasurer at CIC Digital LLC and CIC Ventures LLC, and according to on-chain data from NFT aggregator CryptoSlam, the project has done over $19 million in sales since its inception. However, over the last week, the number of active wallets holding Trump NFTs have declined from 13% to roughly around 208, and this is because the news by extreme left-leaning media is relatively less. Now, if you want to look at the details, data from OpenSea shows that 65% of collectors hold only one NFT, and this, guys, is absolutely brilliant, which just means not a single person or group of people are buying this NFT. If 60% of collectors hold only one NFT, which means the NFT is completely distributed, while another 23% hold between 2 and 3, and this just shows, guys, the power and its popularity, and several wallets hold over 100 NFTs. Now, in addition, 1,000 NFTs were not made available to the public and are being held in Genesis Safe Wallet, a multi-signature smart contract wallet that requires multiple users to approve of any asset move. So look, guys, this move is absolutely brilliant, particularly in the world of NFTs, and also if you're someone who's a patriot, and if you're someone who believes in open source, freedom of speech, this is absolutely positive news. Now, guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, let's discuss two news from Dubai, UAE, and Middle East. And the first news is all the way from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and this is about Falcon Wiz, which is a Saudi leading asset digitization company, and they have announced its first Metaverse lab. So let me try to give out some bits and pieces of information, because this news is found via Zavia.com, and Falcon Wiz website is falconwiz.com. Now, if you go to the website, it does actually state that they provide end-to-end asset digitization and process digitization services utilizing UAVs and related equipment, and they provide complete digital solutions for their clients to help them tackle specific challenges in the project's day-to-day activities. So the big news is that they are launching its first Metaverse lab in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and Falcon Wiz is a Saudi-based asset digitization company, and the company has launched the Falcon Wiz Metaverse lab in Saudi Arabia. And the Metaverse, as we know, guys, is a virtual ecosystem for communication and interaction. And Falcon Wiz, guys, has been developing digital twin tools for years, and the Metaverse is considered the next era of the internet. It is supposed to be an immersive, interoperable and synchronous virtual world, and Falconware's Metaverse aims to launch the company into the new age of digitization. It also allows stakeholders to view their critical assets in real life. And Gaza recently had an interview with the CEO of Lumi Share, that is Ben Sharon, and one thing which he mentioned is the use case of augmented reality that can be used in stablecoins. So what anyone can do is they can put up the virtual reality headset or augmented reality headset and can actually track if, let's say, if the cryptocurrency coin is backed by, let's say, physical gold or even diamond or any other physical asset. Now these are brilliant use cases of using Metaverse. Now going back to the news of Falconware's Metaverse, it enables an embodied immersive experience and simulation of spaces, objects and processes, and the Metaverse opens new possibilities in how Falconware interacts with data in the future, and the company can connect critical information captured in structural reports to examine the area. And guys, there is no limit how they can explore the data to gain insights, and Falconware's Metaverse Lab can handle giga projects and deliver mixed reality experiences as well. And the company sees this as just the beginning, and they aim to contribute to achieving the kingdom's 2030 vision. And look, guys, Saudi Arabia's 2030 vision is just going to be absolutely massive. And in my Metaverse Everything podcast, I did mention that they expect $1 billion visitors in Metaverse in 2030 vision. And Falconware's, guys, defines the Metaverse as a 3D real-time social medium, and it allows people to create and engage in shared experiences across many modalities of converged digital and real worlds. And digital twinning is an industry projected to reach over $125 billion by 2030. So guys, my big question is, in the Middle East, is Saudi Arabia taking a lead in the Metaverse? And how will UAE react to that? Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Now guys, let's discuss news regarding artificial intelligence, and this is an event which is taking place on the 2nd of May 2023 at the Museum of the Future. So the news is Dubai's Museum of the Future is to hold an annual Machine Can See Summit. So let me try to give us some bits and pieces of information, and let's try to see how cryptocurrencies and blockchain may be connected to it. Now the website for Museum of the Future is museumofthefuture.ae, and so far as the event is concerned, and if you want to find out more information, because there are a couple of competitions going in that as well. And listen guys, if you're a student who's working in the artificial intelligence space, you definitely need to check out this website called as machinescansee.com, and the annual Machines Can See Summit will be held at Dubai Museum of the Future on the 2nd of May 2023, and the event will focus on the future of computer vision and machine learning with the support of Ministry for Artificial Intelligence, Digital Economy and Remote Work Applications, and Dubai's Department of Economy and Tourism. And guys, the participation is completely free, and delegates can attend it in person or online, and the summit will bring together world-renowned experts in artificial intelligence and businesses, along with representatives of the MENA investment scenes and technology enthusiasts. Now guys, if you go to the website on Eventbrite to register it, it clearly mentions that CV searchers will be at that event as well. So I really am not sure if you're someone who's trying to look for work in the artificial intelligence space. You definitely need to check it out. Maybe even get a copy of your CV as well. Now the speakers include professors from renowned universities and industry leaders. A panel session titled Artificial Intelligence, What's Next? Will gather government officials from the MENA region to discuss the future of AI technologies and computer vision at the state level. And the event holds a visual product recognition challenge, an international online competition in image-based product search, and the winners will receive $15,000 prize money and the opportunity to present the solutions at the award ceremony at the summit. And the summit is organized by Polynom Events and receives support from governmental and academic organizations as well as technological sponsors. And guys, as we know, Dubai is becoming a world leader in adopting new technologies, and this city has also been at the forefront of adopting blockchain and cryptocurrencies, with the government launching the Blockchain Dubai strategy in 2016. And guys, the city has attracted several blockchain and cryptocurrency startups with various initiatives and projects in progress. And one of the visions of Sheikh Hamdan is for Dubai to be the #1 city in the world so far as Web3 is concerned, and the top 10 city in the world in the Metaverse. So it's going to be really interesting to go ahead and attend this event. And as you know guys, Dubai is also home to several tech hubs and incubators, providing support and resources to startups and entrepreneurs, and the city's effort to embrace newer technologies have contributed to its growth as a global business and innovation hub. And the Machine Can See Summit is yet another example of Dubai's commitment to exploring and implementing cutting-edge technologies to drive growth and development. So do one thing, guys, go to eventbrite.com and sign up for this event, and the session is called as Machine Can See, so definitely brilliant stuff. So those were the news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXP. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxp.com, and also check out my website www.blockchaindxp.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give us a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, guys, there's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXP listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Nick who asks, are there events you would recommend to attend in Dubai? Because I'm visiting Dubai in the next few weeks. But to be honest, Nick, one of the biggest problems with having sessions in Dubai is a lot of these events, the speakers are someone who's willing to pay to be as speakers. And one thing which I mentioned during the GITEX event which happened last year, I wasn't impressed at all with the list of speakers. I could literally count in just one hand the speakers who are worthwhile being there. So what happens is, and I really am not sure if this is something which happens in other parts of the world, let's say if there is an event which is held in Dubai, as long as the speaker is willing to pay funds, they can be the head speaker despite not having any information regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, artificial intelligence, or even Metaverse, and you'll be surprised the amount of incorrect, BS, and also wrong information that they provide. So far as events is concerned, Nick, I would definitely not recommend to attend any events. The only event that I would recommend is there is an event taking place which I believe is on the 2nd of May called as the Dubai FinTech Summit, which is arranged by DIFC. So I would definitely recommend you to attend that because that is more to do with FinTech and not much to do with cryptocurrency as such, but I do believe Brian Armstrong from Coinbase is definitely going to be there, and I'm pretty much sure there are some speakers from the Bank of England who are going to be talking about stablecoins and quite a lot of other. So to answer your question, Nick, the only session I would recommend is the DIFC FinTech Summit that is taking place. Apart from that, Nick, there's Crypto with Coffee, a brilliant meetup session which takes place every Saturday, and this is no way connected or associated with Crypto and Coffee at 8, because mine is just a podcast, but Crypto with Coffee, there are some real tech OGs in that space, and what I really liked about this meetup is they talk about serious stuff, and some of the times they do have a couple of projects which I have no clue what they're talking about, but some of these projects, particularly the founding members, they are some of the real OGs, and they talk absolutely brilliant conversations in the world of, let's say, Ethereum, ZK knowledge, and generally about cryptocurrency space. So Crypto with Coffee is one event I would recommend. Apart from that, so far as Bitcoin is concerned, since 2016 or 15, I do believe there used to be some Bitcoin meetups which was purely catered only to Bitcoin, and right now there is a guy called Adam. He does tend to have a Bitcoin meetup event. These are the only 3 events I would recommend. Apart from that, unfortunately, 99.99% personally I wouldn't recommend. That's not to say that they are not good, but I would definitely not recommend. I have another question by Dylan who asks, do you think President Biden's NFTs will fetch good dollar? Absolutely not, Dylan, and this is absolutely no way financial advice. What would make good money for Joe Biden is probably a meme coin. Maybe we can have some photo of him and a meme coin which says, come on man, you know the thing. Or maybe him some saying random words like he usually does in a speech. So one of that, a meme coin, I'm pretty much sure that will make some good money so far as fun is concerned, but definitely not financial advice. Now what I do worry though, because of President Donald Trump's success in NFT sales volume, it is very highly possible that the left-leaning administration and Joe Biden will try to release some meme coins or will try to release some NFTs. And because of the left-leaning history of corruption and left-leaning politicians, if you know, they have a notorious history of being absolutely corrupt. And could it be possible that they might be utilizing those NFTs to manipulate some of their own personal findings? I definitely do think so. But knowing politics and knowing NFTs, I wouldn't be surprised if anything does actually come up. But personally, I wouldn't be keen on buying any Joe Biden's NFTs. So those are at least my thoughts. So that's all for today, guys, on the Crypto and Coffee Update from Blockchain DXB. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, please drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my website area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, Defi, and Metaverse. And how this series of episodes in the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions from the cryptocurrency world. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.